Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. I am so happy to have you with me to listen in on my conversation for a few minutes here with Andrea Hayley-Sankaran. She is the marvelous host of a terrific event that's coming up next week. And so I wanted to borrow just a few minutes of her time and hop on and share what you can expect to be coming out of the Easy Health Solutions Summit that will be happening live. So if you're a part of the event, you actually have the rare opportunity to engage with the people that she has brought together to share some insights. And I love finding a fellow coach, advocate of making easy solutions to your health, decomplicating that process of supporting our well-being and making it tangible and doable. Andrea is an Ayurvedic health coach, among other things. And so I will let her share a little bit more about her sweet spot, her zone of expertise, and why she has brought this amazing event together. Thanks, Andrea, for joining me.
Thank you, Susie. It's such a pleasure to be here and to meet you. Your voice is so sweet, and it captured me from the moment, the first word. You really helped me to feel at ease, and I'm sure all of your guests and your community feel the same way. So thank you for inviting me. About me. So yes, I'm an Ayurvedic nutrition and digestive health coach. And I kind of recently discovered this study that showed that 80% of chronic diseases could be reversed with diet and lifestyle habits, simple diet and lifestyle habits. Yeah, and I was blown away. Like, that's incredible. You mean we don't have to be sick if we just eat well and live well? And that's what all of us want to do anyway. So then I got thinking, well, if it's so easy, and it is, why is it so difficult for us?
Exactly. Just because something is simple doesn't always mean that it's easy. It's so true. It's within our control. And yet that is something that I see so many people doing, just not taking advantage of the opportunities, but also it's very overwhelming. How do we, where do we begin?
It is overwhelming. So thinking this through, I thought, well, I'm going to organize an event and invite some amazing experts like yourself who have dedicated their lives to this area of discovering, what works and also how to make it work in one's life, and being the person to step forward and lead and say, I will support you to do this, right? Because a habit, like, what is a habit? How would you define a habit? How do you define a habit?
It's that automatic response. And I like to say our brains have so much to manage through the course of the day that it habitualizes as much as possible. So we find ourselves in the action before we recognize that we've begun it in so many cases.
That is a habit. Yes, it's easeful because you don't have to think about it. And so the goal then for this lifestyle medicine is to find those habits that are a perfect fit for you in your lifestyle, get the support to get it in place so you don't have to think about it. So now you're living this super healthy life full of healthy habits. And it's easy, it's easeful, and you feel like you're flowing. And of course, because you're doing all the right things, you feel amazing, mentally and emotionally, because you're doing the right thing. So there's joy that wells up. So the idea then of bringing people, we have 18 incredible speakers in this summit, and I've designed a workbook that every attendee gets, and it's free to attend, and that workbook is free. And I'm inviting attendees to bring that workbook with them, and it's divided into 5 sections. So there's actually a discipline these days called lifestyle medicine. And so these experts have discovered 5 areas. So the first area is nutrition, of course, and then physical movement, sleep habits, stress management, and relationships. So relationship management.
Mm-hmm.
So these 5 areas, there's a page for each of these areas, and I put 3 blocks on each page. It's a fillable PDF where you can print it out and write on it. But I'm going to be reminding the attendees to use this book. And whenever they hear a habit that resonates with them, or a strategy or a tip that makes good sense, to write it down and write down who shared it also. And you can follow up and get that person's free gift and continue in that direction and get the support, but be able to come back to it, right? Because it is overwhelming and it's not recommended to implement 10 things at once. Let's so you got your plan, and then, take it step by step. Because I fully believe that if you can find those things and get a little support to turn it into a habit, your life can completely change.
Oh, thank you for that. And I agree wholeheartedly. That's why I love sharing space with people who are helping others move along their path of change, right? Change can feel hard to do, and it can be easy, just like you say, when we don't try to do everything all at once. And so seeing what resonates, what feels relevant, and then putting the pieces in order and creating your own plan. And I love the action of writing things down. I think that the best ahas come when we start to let our brain work through our fingers. And so I love this actionable workbook that people will take away. And you mentioned gifts from all of the speakers who are going to be a part of it. So you have the opportunity to come away with a library already being established from these different experts that you're bringing together through this event, which I think is a real terrific gift for the people who are attending.
Definitely. Yeah. And, you can even write in there the things that are already working, right? That's important too. Identify what's already working in your life. And so, yeah, making a real plan. Yeah.
Beautiful. And then, so let me go ahead. I'll share the link here in the comments. We'll see if this goes out to the 2 different platforms. If it doesn't pop up, it looks like it went to both. I can circle back, and we will keep an eye out too. So if you're catching this on the replay, please feel free to drop a comment, ask a question. Andrea and I will kind of keep tabs. I'll make sure that we address anything that comes up here. But of course, we'll have a lot better opportunity to answer questions and things that are relevant for you next week during the Easy Health Solutions Summit when it is live. And there's an opportunity. So Andrea mentioned you can join for free, and you get the workbook to fill in to create your own playbook and free gifts from the speakers. But if you decide to really go deeper, there's a really extraordinary opportunity for those who decide to go VIP for the summit event. And so can you talk a little bit about what's included for folks there?
Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. For just $47, you secure the recordings from the event. So remember, this is live. So if you miss something, it's missed. So getting the recordings, and also the value of being able to go back and review those recordings, right? Because a habit in Rome wasn't built in one day.
Truth.
Being able to come back and review is really, really important. But then there's over $1,300 in bonuses. And this is so valuable, particularly in conjunction with the workbook, because you've identified that person that you resonate with, that direction, that strategy, and maybe you get a VIP upgrade from this person that includes a one-on-one consultation or a course or a program even. So some of the things that are in here, become your own expert labs results. So how to read labs, emotional resiliency toolkit. So that's directly in the area of stress management with 15 meditation, grounding, and breathwork visualizations.
Beautiful.
And again, we can't underestimate the value of these, because this is different than something that you find on YouTube or the internet. This is something that comes from a person that you've met as a speaker in the summit. You've gotten their free gift and learned already and got value from them. And then you have this additional bonus. So, the package is really important to keep in mind. There's a remote mind-body healing session. free attendance to an online cooking class with Christine Waltermeyer. That's amazing. She's a total pro cook. And of course, I'm a cook too. So that's right in my area. Minding your metabolism with Ayurveda, mind-body business transformation for those many of our audience members who are either, in the business of helping others or helping themselves so that they can help others. And I know even my students that I work with, they're now sharing, what they've cooked and what they've learned with their family members and friends, and healing other people who are battling illness. And it's just amazing to see the follow-on effects of all of it. So you can tell I'm really excited.
I am too. I'm super excited. I'll share that the VIP gift that I am making available to those who purchase that upgrade is a live workshop that I'll be hosting, a healthy home makeover workshop. And this is a service that I've done one-on-one with clients in person or remotely, thanks to the wonders of technology now. But really sharing a closer look, and it's not always a pleasant project. So it's always done better with a little bit of company, a little cheerleader, and that's my role, to take a look at how we can detox our homes, because I talk about sneaky stressors or these hidden influences that can undermine our health. And so if we can address those, then we don't have that taking up that capacity for resilience that we all innately have. And so whether it's being aware of the nutrition that supports you, the healing foods that we have that are, available to us, or just like lowering the toxic load of your home. And so that's a live workshop that's available to VIP ticket holders, and it'll be recorded. So if you're not available on that day, we'll make sure you still get the benefits and a great, really extensive checklist. So again, as Andrea said, it might be simple, but it's not always easy, but we do our best to break it down into smaller steps. You can start taking action and feel like you're making progress, because that is the kind of momentum that really catches on. And just like you said, with your students who have gone through your programs and now are sharing this phenomenal food with their family, their friends, helping people feel better. And your website, your blog initially is hot buttered veg. Is that right?
Yeah, so not hot, but butteredveg.com.
Buttered veg, thank you. .com.
Food website, my food blog, where I have tons of recipes, and they're vegetarian recipes. And I have a special way of designing recipes, a special way of approaching my cooking, which is very much from a mindful point of view. And Ayurvedically, it's about creating balance. So a balance of flavors. And I use a lot of spices and herbs, which is also a very Ayurvedic approach to cooking. And not challenging, a few. I always keep in mind, my audience and the fact that we're not all cooking experts out there. So I really, write the recipes carefully and, break it down into steps. Especially I'm teaching people now virtually together. And so they're really great. I'm kind of like going on about the recipes, but
great recipes. I love being on your list. I'm inspired every week.
Thank you. I really believe in the practical side of, habits and forming habits, because, when we don't know how to do something, we don't do it. And so the more, I can put into the detail of the steps just to break it down and make it super simple to follow, the more customization and different options that I can give, it makes it doable. And that's what I find over and over again. So yeah, the food blog, and lots of like wisdom also in the posts about, the health benefits. And an Ayurvedic point of view breaks things down in terms of qualities. So you talk about this being heating or inflammatory, or, this being cooling and anti-inflammatory. And talk about things being, smooth and nurturing and mucilaginous. And so talk about these qualities, in an Ayurvedic way, and it helps people to then connect more with their food and connect then with how that feels. Like, how does a smooth digestive tract feel? You know, smooth. You've eaten oatmeal, which is nice and demulcent and smooth, or you've eaten popcorn, which is very rough, and you're feeling, ugh, you know, it can be a little difficult to digest. So the language is in there, and you know, that's part of the training from an Ayurvedic point of view. So yeah, butteredveg.com. And then I do have an Ayurveda website too, which is Good Gut Ayurveda. And so, because I'm a digestive health expert as well as a cook, but the two very much go together.
Marvelous. And you can see too, just listening to Andrea speak about her work and how you can experience
Mm-hmm.
these changes, right? It's not about receiving a bunch of information and then putting, like going to work, but it's really about seeing what feels relevant. How does that feel for you, right? Tuning into the way that our bodies respond, how something feels for us, because it's something that so many people in this very busy world with lots of influence coming in all the time, it can be hard for people to get quiet, get centered, and just hear what your body responds well to, what your body isn't inviting at this point. And so I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of these lovely conversations next week as we just
Yeah.
open up this opportunity to become more aware, to see what resonates, what feels most important to start with, what we look forward to bringing in as we make progress on the healing journey.
Mm-hmm.
And your point too about 80% of dis-ease can be prevented or healed through food and nutrition and the things we can do in our lifestyle habits. It's extraordinary. And
Yeah.
we get so busy, we all suffer through this. Even we as coaches who try to encourage people to put themselves first, we know exactly how hard that can be to maintain.
Yeah.
And so this is such a beautiful opportunity to get inspired, but also be reminded that we have access to these tools and we can make these choices for ourselves. And as you said too, to then that ripple effect, not only for our immediate family, but our friends, we can inspire others when we gather around a nourishing meal,
Mm-hmm.
and just change our way of being. I think it's so inspiring.
It is, and you just reminded me. So I've hosted a summit before, and the idea of attending, talk after talk, like you said, so many of these nourishing conversations. There's something very interesting that happens when you attend many, and so I encourage people to attend as many as they can, because what happens is you hear the same messages in different ways, and they slide in different ways, but you hear the kind of messages repeated.
Mhm.
And what happens then is it sinks in, and it sinks into the body, and you feel it, as you mentioned, what feels good to you. And you're right. I always tell students, how did that make you feel? That's the measure of whether that was the good thing to do or not. And so, yeah, it sinks in, and then you really get it and you feel it, and that motivates the next step and the change.
Yes, absolutely. That was something that I experienced as I was interviewing people for the summit that I hosted last fall as well. It was really fascinating to see the threads that came through every conversation. And that's going to be different for every person. And it's going to be different every time you come back to this information, which is another terrific reason why that VIP opportunity is so great, because as you make a little bit of progress and you come back to a conversation that was interesting, you might hear a completely different thing standing out to you because you're at a different spot in your journey now.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how you grow. That's how you evolve. That's how so, oh gosh, I'm so excited. And I'm really excited about what you have to share too. I think you'll be talking about electromagnetic frequencies, and like you said, things that we don't always think about, and those are really easy things to do, right?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. We'll be tying back to how we can have better sleep, and it will also be along the lines of what are the influences in our homes that are interrupting our balance, and the sources of energy, electromagnetic frequencies, even cellular influence, radiation, this prevalence now of 5G and so many more towers. So it's the little things, right? It's never one single solution that's going to resolve everything that's going on, but if we can look at these little things and turn down the volume, we really do allow our body to come back into balance, to heal itself, or just to stay well as it's intended to. So I'm excited to go deeper into that with you too.
Fantastic.
Yes. So thank you all for joining us this week. We're super excited to be coming back together next week. We hope we will see you there. I've got the link in the comments. And as I said, I'll circle back and keep an eye out for any questions. So please be sure to post those, and I'll make sure to get info from Andrea if I can't bring it to the table myself. And we invite you to join us for some really rich conversations through the next week and the Easy Health Solutions Summit that Andrea is hosting with all of her best friends.
That's right. Best friends, best new friends, and the attendees as well. I've been receiving some beautiful messages from people who've been signing up and how excited they are. And just lots of love going around, flowing around.
Yes, and we need it right now. So let's shed a little light and bring a little love, and take action in the ways that we can, because it does not have to be overwhelming. Change can be easy.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Susie, one more thing I wanted to mention is in terms of the design of this event. So we're going from 11 a.m. Eastern until 4, and we're taking a lunch break, which is important because we need to have our lunch, at the right time and take care of those things. So it's 6 speakers a day. That's 3, oh gosh, how many hours? 11 to 4 is 5 hours, 4.5 hours total in a day. So that's manageable, right? We're doing this for 3 days, but we're not asking you to spend all day sitting watching us. So keep that in mind, and make sure when you register to really put this in your calendar and come and benefit, because you get to ask questions.
Yes.
Like, attending live is the way to get the most value from this event, and then you become part of the event.
Exactly. And this opportunity to bring your questions to these different experts, to hear the information and then get clarity right away, is such a precious opportunity. It is not always available in these events. And so there really is a gift to attending live as you can. And of course, Andrea has created it to be not overwhelming, to take care of yourself, to have a little lunch break, and get some delicious food inspiration, I do not doubt.
Yeah, indeed. Actually, it's going to be a full cooking demonstration to learn one of Ayurveda's most simple to make. It takes about 5 minutes. I'm not kidding you. And you get a complete vegetarian dish that is easy to customize. And it tastes amazing. And my students have described this as a life-changing lesson. So that's exciting. That's happening.
Yes, don't miss it. Lovely. Perfect. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that comes to mind? I know there's so much to unfold over the 3 days next week.
No, just come. Where, the heart and you can see how, how much heart, how much we are waiting to share and to give, and the support is there. And I truly think that this can be a life-changing event for someone, because you will feel it. You will not only feel the support, but you will get the support. And, there's so much available to you. So, I actually have a soft spot for people who are suffering, and especially people who are suffering with chronic disease, and they've been suffering for a long time. And it can feel pretty sad down there. It can feel pretty hopeless sometimes, and it's hard to see the path ahead. And so actually, let me highlight one of the speakers that I'm really excited about, Mona Meyer. She is a lifelong dedicated to supporting people with cancer. and she has a PhD in the area, and she went that route for a while, but now she's actually in energy medicine. And so she is somebody who has faced down the demon and works with it every day and has the personal experience of how people heal from cancer using, alternative methods. And so that is, yeah, I know. I'm like super excited for that one, because it's not every day you encounter someone who's, who works with, and it's a hard thing to face, and she's doing it. And so that's gonna be a great one.
Precious. Yeah. Really extraordinary opportunity to learn from her experience, her education, and, just
and what
bringing it all together.
works and also what doesn't work. Because I can tell you there is a major mistake that a lot of people are making when it comes to chronic disease. And I won't give it away. You have to come to it's truly like bogglingly simple, but because of our nature as human beings, we unfortunately go down the wrong path that leads to no good, because we don't know. And so come and learn all the wisdom that all the experts are bringing to this event.
Beautiful. Come and find some inspiration for yourself, help yourself feel better, help your family thrive, and come together in community. It's going to be some great conversations. I'm truly excited. Thank you so much, Andrea, for inviting me to be a part of it and for creating this event where people can come and be inspired.
Thank you, Susie. I'm super grateful for your participation, and also for organizing this live so that we can, share with your audience. And they are very special. Everyone here watching is very special, and that's why we're doing this. So thank you again.
Yes. We look forward to having you all join us. Enjoy your day, everyone. Take good care. Andrea, thank you for carving out a little time to jump online with me.
Thank you.
Be well.
Bye, everyone.